What's up, Visionaries? Welcome back to the Arc Vision Fam Jam. My name is Anton, and hopefully all of you guys are having a fantastic day, because I heard you loud and clear you guys wanted George Michael back on the channel. So we're getting George back on the channel, and this is Freedom, the 90 version. I think this was 1990 this came out, I guess. And yeah, I've loved everything by George Michael, and everything you guys have told me about him is incredible. Just how much of a, you know, when he died, we figured out that he had been like giving silently to charity and all this kind of stuff. And even reading through what this song is about, this is deep. You know, this is yeah, him realizing that he doesn't want to be just kind of a pretty face. He wants to be a human being, you know, multifaceted, not just locked in the prison of what people have told him he is supposed to be. So anyway, before I get into this one, I do want to mention all of you guys, if you have any suggestions for artists you want to bring back on the channel, leave them in the Discord chat area I created for you guys. Link down below. It's totally free. Also, I want to give a big shout out to the Support Squad on the Patreon. Thank you guys so much for yeah, supporting this entire thing. I appreciate it. Yeah, this thing can't go on without you, because literally you are what funds this entire operation. So thank you. Also, if anyone wants to support the channel and help out, definitely consider checking out and joining the support squad on the Patreon. Up to you guys. There's a whole bunch of exclusive content in there, and if you have any song requests you'd like me to do. And that's it. No more plugging. Let's get into George Michael, Freedom. Links down below. Bongos? I might have heard this song before. That kind of reminds that riff, piano riff.
Heaven knows I was just a young boy, didn't know what I wanted to be. I was every little hungry schoolgirl's pride and joy.
Man, the thing, like, I'm liking the song a lot, but the thing that I like the most about this is just the lyrics, man. Like, just how, you know, I've heard self-reflective lyrics before, and this is like really honest in a way that it's so specifically honest. That's what I like about it. He's literally calling himself out. for like specific things, like really detailed things, you know, like, you know, yeah, being like the envy of every schoolgirl was like enough for me, you know what I mean? And, you know, being on big screen TVs and everything. And yeah, it just again makes me really respect George Michael, you know, just really see like, wow, he's, yeah, so much more than like, you know, a pretty face, you know what I mean? I feel like that, you know, think with Zac Efron or something. I think that sometimes it can, if people judge you, you know, there's a lot of prejudgment when you're like really extraordinarily attractive, where they're like, oh, you know, you can't possibly be interesting or intelligent or wise. Like, I think wisdom is the thing that we don't think can come from extraordinarily attractive people. In some sense, you see someone who looks that young, that full of life, you know. But man, yeah, loving just the message of this one so far. Let's go back into it. And then apparently that is symbolic of, that was like his identity. That jacket, that symbolized how cool he was and his style. And, you know, he's more than just these clothes that he wears. He's more than the identity that he's become a prisoner to. You know, again, very relatable. But let's get back into it.
Heaven knows we sure had some fun, boy. What a kid, just a buddy of me. What a kid, just a buddy of me. We had every big shot, good time, band on the run, boy. We were living in a fantasy. We won the race, got out of the place. Went back home, got a brand new face for the boys at MTV.
Oh, did he get plastic surgery? Is that what he's talking about?
The way I play the game has got to change, oh yeah. Now I'm gonna get myself happy. I think there's something you should know. I think it's time I start the show. There's something deep inside of me, someone I forgot to be. Take back your picture in a frame. Don't think that I'll be back again. Hope you understand. Sometimes the closing
Man, what a fantastic experience all around. Definitely, just the lyrics for that one really hit me. And listen to it, great rhythm. Because I realized like 3/4 of the way through, my head was just like just going side to side. And that's how I know I really like the rhythm. If I'm not going up and down, but if I'm kind of like grooving side to side, almost making like figure eights with my head, that's how I know it has like a really nice kind of rhythm like that you can just kind of bob to. And just, yeah, beautiful groove in this one. But yeah, man, I can relate to what he's talking about 100% in my own small way. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know a minuscule version, a microcosm of what he's experiencing. Of it's like, you know, this identity that you create for yourself when you're in the public eye. It always starts with good intentions. You know, I think a lot of it starts off with you're trying to put your best foot forward in the beginning, because again, you don't really have much confidence in yourself, and then people like the best part of you, and then you might do something really well. There might be one thing that kind of you do really well, and then people start to think that's you, like you're that all the time. Like in my case, it's the psychological guy, where, you know, I've spoken about this before, but like I ended up having a lot of anxiety about that. Like I'm like, oh, I have to fucking come up with some bullshit every single video to maintain this brand or this identity or this quality of content, to the point where, you know, I'd be like, I don't even want to record because I don't want to bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't want to. What if I don't like, you know, what if I'm not a huge fan of a song, or what if I even like a song but I don't have anything to say? And it's like, oh, is it just a waste of time? And like, I know I've talked about this before, but it's tough. It's really tough being a prisoner to kind of your own identity, and then you being afraid of showing a different side of yourself, because then people might want more of what they think you are. More of a one-note thing about you. And it's like, yeah, the clothes don't make the man. You know, we're all infinitely complex. We're all so much more than our facades. We're so much more than our masks. We're so much more than even what we think we are. You know what I mean? Like, maybe the way I did content 5 months ago was me, and now I'm a very different person. Like, I've noticed with myself, I've calmed down a lot. I'm a lot less extroverted. Kind of even a year later starting this channel, look back at the old content, I was way more energetic back then, and I was not lying. I was genuinely who I was, and I still have that part of me, and that's the whole thing. Is like, don't even get caught up in thinking that the person you are now is actually who you are, right? Because I'll probably be someone different in another 3 months, and then another 3 months, and I'll probably, just like the seasons change, there's the seasons of us. There's our reflections, you know, like I've been in the last 3 months kind of in winter, I would call it, being very reflective, being a lot less extroverted, not wanting to blossom, not wanting to bloom, but rather wanting to question, wanting to reflect, wanting to dive into maybe some of my insecurities and some of the impacts of the decisions I made on this channel early on, and having to kind of deal with that. And like, even some of the intros, you've noticed the intros are changing, right? Because I'm saying things that I'm saying habitually the things I created 6 months ago. Just, there's a certain flow to the intros that was real and honest at that point. But then it becomes like, how long are you sleepwalking your way through life with behaviors that you created for yourself in the past that matched a you that you're no longer today, right? So it's like, okay, so I went back and I looked up my intros. I'm like, what part of this is still real? What part of this still suits me? What, like, even at the core, what part of this do I still resonate with? You know, because I was actually like, I was even having like a bit of anxiety doing all of my intros. You know, I was just like anytime I talk about the like the supporter squad or, you know, the Patreon, I was like, shit, I need to like make this known so that people are aware of this choice they have. But I'm like, you know, I've always hated marketing my entire life. I was just, you know, I just see right through it. I don't like Coca-Cola and all these corporate talking points and heads trying to sell me things. And then I got to the point where like, I'm no different. I'm doing that too, you know? Sure, maybe I'm not destroying the world and my product is hopefully better than theirs, but you know, I learned this from people in my industry. I'd look at other reactors and be like, how do they plug their stuff? Right? And because I didn't have much confidence in myself yet. It was my first time, you know, with a kind of like sustaining myself on the channel, right? Was something that people could actually pay for. And I was like, I don't know how to talk about this. I don't know how to speak about this. Like, and so I just went to other people and I just copied what they did. Okay, I'll just pretty much say what they said. I'll make it a bit my own, but I'll take the energy of what they say and stuff, and I'll just do that. And it just got to a point where I was having anxiety. I was like, this doesn't resonate with me. Like, I hate saying this. I really hate saying this. But if I don't say it, then no one's even gonna know it exists, right? So it was kind of that dilemma I was in. And then I've just kind of been like, you know, for now, I'm just like, kind of what I resonate now is just like, hey, you know, this is here. This is an option. Take it if you'd like. But luckily, I have enough support now that I don't feel like I have to push it so much. You know, I'm making enough. Like, I can't sustain myself completely yet on it, but I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I feel like I have a really strong foundation. And where before, sometimes when I was like, you know, thankful, I was still in the emotional blueprint of fear of like, oh, I have to make this work or I'm screwed, because then I won't be able to pay these bills because, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic and stuff, and, you know, I got laid off and everything, right? So it's like, it was so entrenched in fear that I was kind of like terrified. I didn't know how to handle it. You know, it was survival in a sense. And now I'm at a place where I can kind of take a little bit of a step back and actually look at what I've created and be thankful. Actually be thankful to the people that are supporting the channel, rather than like, how do I, you know, make this more sustainable and stuff, right? So now it's a lot calmer, and I like that. And who knows, maybe it'll change in another 3 or 6 months. I don't know. That's the whole point, is I have to be more open and flexible to myself changing, and as I change and evolve, my content changing and evolving, my marketing, the way I speak about things, the way I reflect on things, the way I talk about things, reflect on every part of the videos, the intros, the outros, everything, and be like, what do I still like? What is still this me, this present incarnation of me? And I feel like we all do this in certain ways, you know, even in relationships. What if you're trying to grow in a relationship and your partner's not, and you've changed and you don't know how to speak about that? You know, you love this person a lot, but you don't know if you're still supposed to be with them. But you're afraid if you bring it up that you're going to shatter the illusion of normalcy, right? Because the moment you talk about it, now there's a decision. You stay together or you don't. At least if you don't bring it up, there can be that Schrodinger's cat. You know, this is still working. You know, we don't have to make a conclusion, right? So, anyway, that's my thoughts on this one. Brilliant, really thought-provoking, and I really have, you know, become very fond of George Michael. Great guy. And yeah. So, again, what are your top 3 favorite George Michael songs? Let me know down below. Also, if you enjoyed the video and you want to help out, definitely smash the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. And leave a comment, either silly or profound, helps with the algorithm again. And if you're enjoying the content and you don't want to miss anything, definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell. And also, like I mentioned before, if you have any suggestions for artists, leave them in the Discord, totally free. And if you want to help support the channel, definitely consider checking out the supporter squad on the Patreon if you're interested. And that's it. So I'll see all of you guys again tomorrow. I love you. Peace.